It's Omar. It is March 24th, 2019, and I want to make a video building my watch list for tomorrow. It's been a while. I know I'm not doing these like I used to. I'm just, lots going on. Just work, to be quite honest with you. I'm just kind of inundated with work. Doesn't give me a lot of time to trade, but I've made a couple of trades last week, and it was very profitable. Took a long on AMD, took a short on MU. I called out some plays. Unfortunately, I couldn't partake in the trades, but I've been doing pretty good this year for the little bit that I've been trading. So I wanted to make a video building my watch list, and I also want to say, for those of you that follow me on YouTube, if any of you do like graphic design and do like video editing, send me a message on YouTube or my Twitter or watchotrade. I want to see if somebody can do something like, let me see if I can pull something up. What I would like is like let me just do this. Let's go to something like, like an intro, like let me see. Let me do, I think, like Cameron Foose. Let's put up him real quick. Like I want somebody to help me with a logo. This thing is just taking too long. All right, so what I want is, like, when somebody has the intro, like he has the intro like this. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Do you think you can become a successful trader?
Please, nobody subscribes to this trading
yes,
crap.
Sign up now.
Fucking total.
What's up, icons? Cameron Foose here with Life. Stay tuned for the rest of the episode, and also,
come on. Yeah, I want to do like an intro. It doesn't have to be this extravagant, but I would like to do like a sort of like an intro, and then something like this, where I have something at the end of the video. Just to like spice up these videos. There's some things I want to do this year, but I'm not really good with any of that. And help me put a logo together. So in return for that, I'll give you some private coaching lessons. If somebody was willing to help me with that. In return for that, I'll do some webinars with you, and we can go through like whatever you want in terms of trading. So if this is what you do, if you do that kind of stuff, hit me up and let me know, and we can talk through it. Anyway, that being said, let's talk about tomorrow. So these are the stocks that I'm looking out for tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see how the market's going to react tomorrow, based on the news that they said Trump didn't collude with Russia. So I think that's going to create a positive spin, and maybe you might have a nice a boost tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm really not sure. I'm really bearish on the economy. I think we're in for a lot of pain, and the only thing that's keeping us from a recession, potential depression, is the Fed. They just keep they don't raise interest rates, and they just keep printing money. That's the only thing that's really saving the economy right now. So AMD. So AMD, I actually took a long on this. I think it was Thursday, and I banked nicely on it. And then it pulled back on Friday, Friday, and it had this big wash from 28 to 26. There's no reason why AMD should be up this high, to be honest with you. I think what caused this initial run was, I think, like, Google announced they're gonna be having games via the platform on YouTube, and I guess there's a correlation with them and AMD, and that just started this crazy run. And it got all the way back up to 28, and then it had this nice wash. Now it found support here at this 26, 27 level. So based on the SPY, so definitely you want to watch the SPY tomorrow. I mean, if you see the SPY and you see the Dow tanking, then expect AMD to follow that. I mean, another reason why AMD pulled back, because the SPY was at 285 and it came all the way down to 279. It was a big red day on Friday. But if it's a big green day come tomorrow, then I would expect AMD to follow the trend. So you know how I do it. If you haven't seen my videos, you know what I do. I just map my lines, my support and resistance lines, where I see the trend change. So here's the top, like on Thursday, here's the bottom, and then here's the top on Friday. I'm sorry, Thursday he was the top, and then Friday pre-market it just double topped, and then it just kind of pulled back. And this is kind of where it found its range in the first 30 minutes. So I draw an actual line here. So in a line here. So what I'm expecting is, all right, if the futures go up and the Dow is up pre-market, then expect this to run. And what I would do is I would, obviously this may have a lot of movement pre-market. I don't really trade pre-market. Sometimes I do. It just really depends. But I wouldn't touch this unless this broke above 26.89. So if it broke above 26.89 held, and you see that the SPY's running, you see the Dow's up, then take it for a ride up. And I would potentially look to cover here at 27.41 because there's some potential resistance here. But it may, if it tomorrow's a big day in the market, then this could potentially retest 28 and keep going. Then you want to see what's the next level above. You put up on the yearly, and you're gonna see that there's some resistance here at this 28.48 level. So all these people here are bag holders, so they're definitely gonna be looking to get the hell out if the stock trends up higher. Now I don't expect it to go up this high. I mean, we may get another red day, but definitely want to keep an eye out on that for tomorrow. So, but if it goes in the opposite direction, and tomorrow, let's say the Dow is tanking and the SPY is tanking, then look to take a short. I would, based off this. So let's say it doesn't break below 26.27 pre-market, and all of a sudden the market opens and starts tanking. Remember, don't short the breakdown. Wait for that first pop and then see where it goes, because sometimes it gets faked out. Sometimes it'll break down and then it just rips on you. So you want to make sure that if it breaks down, wait for the first pop, and if you don't see it breaks it, then you go short, risking off this level. That's what you're doing. That's what you would want to do. Or then you could risk off here, and then you can hold. You can risk off here as well. All right. So so that's what I'm looking at tomorrow. And otherwise, I'd be looking to see if it tanks. I'd be looking to cover right around here, right in this 25.50. 25.58, 25, I would say 25.50 levels where I would be looking to potentially cover. See how it reacts. Maybe it breaks through and keeps breaking down. Who knows? This is heading back down. That's my assumption, but we'll see. All right, so that's my thesis on AMD. Next up, Seal. I actually called the top on Seal in my group. When I was talking to the team, and I told them, I actually told them to short, or I think it was like 321. And I told them to risk 330. Very simple. Let me show you. I've talked about this pattern. Countless times. I can't even tell you how many times I've talked about this pattern, right? So when a stock rips, right, where it has a big run, this went from 250 to 420, right? And it didn't hold, and then it collapsed. What you remember, eventually you're gonna get that bounce, and you can short into resistance. And what happens is, right, the stock spikes. And then these are where all the bag holders are. So they're looking to get the hell out as soon as the stock hits that resistance level. And what happens is the stock gaps up. Look at all the overhead resistance right into this level, this was the 330 level. And this is where I was risking off. This is where I told people to risk off this level. And if you notice, it literally touched this because this was the candle where it actually pivoted, 325. But I said 330 because this is where all that resistance was, as you can see. And the stock got nearly up there, and then it freaking collapsed. And I told people that it was heading back to a minimum of 240 because it had a gap to fill. It has another gap to fill here, 230. So expect this. So the reason why I have this back on my watch list is because it didn't completely fill the gap. So I'm thinking maybe now it could be done with, right? It could be done with, but maybe it comes, it opens, and we get another spike. And it spikes maybe right into this like 290 level, and then just completely tanks. So I'll be looking to see if we get this little morning spike to short into resistance again. It's not probably going to get back to 330. It'll probably get into this sort of like 280, 290 level where there's a ton of resistance in here, and then it would just fade. So that's what I'm looking to potentially. Let me see if it gives you a nice clearer thing here. So like right in this level, like I don't think it's gonna get this high, but there's this 297 $3 level. I would see if it spikes into that level. I would go short, risking off that level. If I'm looking at this and I'm mapping it, I'll probably map it right here 294, because this is where you see a little bit of lines here. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking to see if is it gonna spike. Is it going to retest this area of resistance and then completely tank again? That's what I'm thinking. That's what my plan is. But obviously you need to have the shares to short. If you have Trade Zero now, they have Trade Zero America as well as the offshore Trade Zero. So my advice is, if you like short selling, that's a good broker to go with to find the shares to short. All right, so that would be my plan on this stock. Next up, just to BPTH, I called this and other as well. Look, this is a short into resistance pattern. It happens over again and again and again. Here's another example. BPTH, it was at 29.84, comes down all the way 17.14. You get the spike. You eventually get the spike, and look, this is the area of resistance, and it got up to this high pre-market. It couldn't hold it, and then it completely tanked. And then you got another pop where you got another opportunity to short. And it look what happened here. It couldn't even get past this pre-market resistance right into this level, and then you could have took it short. Doesn't seem like much, but this is 23 to 21. All right, almost 2 full points you could have got on this. I don't know how many times I've shown you patterns with this same play, and it happens again and again and again and again. And this is the kind of plays that Ducks and Ratani make a shit ton of money trading, because they trade the trend, they catch the pattern, and they just short into the resistance. It's easy money. Remember, all these people here are bag holders, guys. These guys are all bag holders. So when the stock hits these prices with all this resistance, they're all like trying to get out, as fast as possible, because they're holding and they're panicking, and that's why you see this massive tank, because the selling pressure comes in because everybody's trying to get the hell out. So that's kind of what that is. So I didn't put BPH on the watch list, but I would watch it. I mean, you're probably gonna get another bounce short opportunity where it's gonna bounce up into this area and it's gonna get rejected and it's gonna come back down. You watch the video and see what happens tomorrow. Because it's holding this support here, 21.19. I did put it on the watch list for tomorrow. I don't know why I said I didn't, but yeah, here's the area. So yeah, it's holding this. I would then look right here at this 21.29 level. That's kind of where it's holding support right now. So see if it breaks down, if it can't hold this level, and let me remove this. Let me make it right here. Yeah, 21.19. So let's say it breaks down, market open. What you want to wait for is a spike. See if it spikes into this area, and this is the area that you would then short. What happens is a lot of times is that it'll break down and then it rips against you. So you want to be careful. Just wait for it to break down, wait for the spike, and once it touches, you do it. And Thinkorswim has this great thing where if you right click on a drawing, you can actually create an alert. Where is it? It's supposed to say create alert on drawing. Maybe I didn't do it. Let's see. I have it. Let's see. Yeah, it's supposed to say. That's weird. I don't know why it's not working, but there is a way. It just says make alert based on the line that you have. And then you can create it, and then what it does, it alerts you if the stock reaches that point, which is nice. All right. Next up, SRNE. SRNE is another example. All right. Let's go here. Right. So look what happens. Right. You got the pre-market starts spiking. Right. Let's look at the overhead resistance. I always tell you, look at the overhead resistance. Look where it got rejected. 650. Look on the daily. 650. 650. Look, this is the area where there's a lot of resistance. That's why I couldn't hold 650. That's why I couldn't hold 650. Look at all this resistance here. And if I had been looking at this spiking, I would have been looking, and me personally, I probably would have been looking to risk off of, what's the low here? 656. 656, 658, that area, 660. There's a lot of resistance in this 650, 670 area. That's why I would have been looking to go short, risking off of that. I shorted the spike. But it got spiked up into that 650, then it faded, bounced, and kind of gapped up back to 597. It's consolidating. So what I would be looking to see is it going to retest 650 and then collapse again, and you can take it short. But if it breaks 650, be careful. It's going to need a lot of volume in order for it to keep going. So I mean, if it doesn't have more volume, if you see that the volume in the morning is nowhere near 29 million, don't expect it to break 650 and you get this spike. You're probably going to see it reject 650, and then you can take it back down. All right, for a short. All right. But if it breaks $6, I mean, you got 50 cents to the upside. You just gotta be quick. Just just be careful. If it breaks and holds, meaning you're gonna see it break, you want to see it pull back, you want to see it hold, and then take it long. All right. Otherwise, don't mess with it. Or if you see a big tank, maybe it tanks and then it gets back down to this 467 level where it kind of bounced the first time. And before it completely tanks, maybe you get a nice little bounce and you could take it long, and then go back up to the previous day's close. Like that would be an area of resistance, and you can get a nice little position in there, and make some money just buying a dip, where you scalp it. All right, so that's where you want to keep an eye on for SRNE. Zool. Now I put this in here because this was a stock that was down, 10%, actually 14%. 14.6%. So I just put this on here just to show you how it's not always looking at the stocks that bounce, but also looking at the stocks that tank. You can also look like, so Zoo, I put this just to show you how you can trade these too, where you get these let me do like 10 days, 30 minutes so you can see. So this was a stock that was just consolidating over the last 10 days between 22.80 and 24.43. Probably had some shitty news, so it tanked. Post-market, maybe some bad earnings, and then the market opened in that 130-minute wick. It gapped up and then completely tanked because it had all this area of resistance, and all these bag holders who were up here, they panicked when they were holding. They want to get the fuck out, and that's what happened. So it's human psychology, guys. If you're in a stock and the stock tanks and you're holding your position, you're freaking out because you had your position at $24, $25. The stock tanks post-market down to 20. You're lucky enough that it gets back up to the top, and everybody's trying to sell on that spike. So, and then it causes this massive selling pressure. But the thing is that it held 20, it got back up to 21, and it formed a higher low at 20.82. So what I would be looking to see come, tomorrow is, all right, pre-market, is it going to, break down and hold this 28 level? And if it holds and you get some volume, you can go long risking that. All right, and maybe it may attempt to refill the gap again. Or if it breaks below 2028, let me just look to see what's a lower level. If it breaks below 2028, you want to see it break below, bounce, kind of test this. If it gets rejected, you can go short. And I like price channels, so you're gonna see, all right, what's the next level of strong support, which is 1841. This could potentially get back to $18. So you kind of got to see how the market is reacting and how the stock is going to react with the market come tomorrow. But you have some range here either way. All right. And if I went long, let's say it pulled back and it went to 2028, I'd be looking to get out around 2150. All right, and that's a lot of range. That's a point 1.25 cents. All right, so that could be potentially a nice win for you depending on your account size and all that. All right, now the last three stocks I'll talk about is CURLF. Your OTCs, the breakouts, when they have these breakouts, they can run. Now this is a stock that has gone from 388 to 1015. And when these breakouts happen, they really break out. You can see how it had a breakout here at 828, went all the way up to 1015. These are dog shit companies, but OTC breakouts work, man. They've worked for the last 20 years. They just continue to work. So it's very simple. I think that tomorrow this is probably going to close red, but we never know. So very simple. If this stock pulls back and sells off at the open, see how it reacts to $9. If it holds $9, you can buy the dip, and then looking to sell at 950. See how it reacts to 950. Now, if it rips, see how it reacts to the 1015 level. If it gets up there, maybe it gets holds and it gets rejected, and then this shit will probably tank. It'll really pull back. But if it breaks 1015, pulls back and holds, this thing can just keep going. So then you want to look to see what's the next area of resistance. There isn't none above. So this is as far as high as it's ever been. So it can, it'll pop up on everybody's high day scanners, and if it breaks 1015, it may potentially keep moving. So just keep an eye out. But it does have this gap to fill 721, and my expectation is that it's going to get back there. So this is going to be a fantastic short, but who knows how long this could run. So I'm just from a technical standpoint, I'm just watching the stock to see how it reacts. All right. CVSI, biotechs are hot, so CVSI is running again. This is a stock that I shorted in the past. It's hit a high. It was hit a high of 920. on August last year, and then had this massive tank based on some news, some failed tests, I remember, something like that. But it's been running. It's for 4 days ago, it was at 460. Now it's hit a high at 599. So, you know, it had some range, 561 to 599. Not a lot of range. You know, had this big consolidation pulled back. What I would be looking to see, I'd be interested to see is this tomorrow. If tomorrow is a shitty day in the market, here, let me pull up 5-day, 5-minute here. I'd be looking to see how it reacts. There's a lot of resistance right in this 577 level, right? So if it spikes and gets rejected here, then hey, you know, maybe it just starts tanking and, you know, breaks down the previous day's high, and then, you know, retest this 544 level. All right, you can see maybe it might break all the way down, you know, because it's probably up on bullshit. It's probably up on just momentum. It's not even like anything really positive. I don't know, check the news. But maybe it breaks, you know, $6, and if it holds, you can take it long, and then just look at the next level above. I would be looking at the next level above. Let's do 180 days. The next level above would be 625, right in here, and then the next level above that would be 655. So just be careful. You don't get a ton of range, but you may get an opportunity here, you know. But I would be interested to see how it's going to react to this level if it just gets rejected and then just freaking fades. Or if it just has a big, you know, red day where it just kind of collapses, then look to maybe buy a dip either at 544 or 524. All right, that's simple, guys. Don't make trading, you know, that complicated. The last trade I'll go over is ACIU. The only reason why I put this on the watch list, honestly, and I didn't do, you know, I didn't look forever through tickers. I just found tickers, you know, a few tickers here and there. But the reason why I put this on the watch list was this stock has a gap to fill at 717, and it could potentially have a breakout at this 521 level. So if it breaks 521, there's no reason why it can't get back to $7. Now the only thing that I would just want you to keep in mind, let's do is that let's see, 30 days, because I didn't even see that there before. Why didn't I see that candle there before? Because I remember looking at this. What day was this? This was low as $5. That's why I got rejected. High was 701, and this was on the January 30th. So I didn't even see this. I swear I could have swore that there was nothing here, but so I don't know, scratch it. But I mean, you can look at it, see if it retests there. Then this is probably not something I would really look at. I didn't think there was that. I didn't see that candle. I thought that there was nothing between this and that $7 area. So I thought maybe, you know, it'd be a good opportunity for a slow grinding gap to fill. So I'd say scratch this. I mean, if you want to look at it, but don't pay no mind to it. So, you know, there's a lot of other tickers. You know, there's a lot of other tickers that you could look at. Basically, I just looked through low float runners, the biggest percentage gainers and losers, and there's plenty of other stocks and other things. But these are the ones that I found quickly. I'll be curious to see what's going to happen tomorrow. If you want, you know, this is the room that I have. It's free. If you want to come and join, just let me know. I'm sorry, guys, if I don't respond fast enough, because I don't look so much on my YouTube. I'll try to be better on it about it. But I have about 100 people in this room right now. I would say out of the 100, maybe there's 20 that are pretty hardcore, and the rest are pop in and out. Not everybody's very serious about trading stocks. So that's pretty much it, guys. You know, I'll try to get back to this more, but again, so I'm looking for somebody who's good with like graphic design and video editing to help me put something together, and in return, I'll work with you with stock trading. All right, folks. So have a great weekend, and let's see what happens tomorrow in the markets.